You're coming with the 45. Good evening, folks. Welcome, everybody, to New Smyrna Beach, Florida, for the special event set up by the Crooked Line Racing League, the Winter Bash 250. We are at the New Smyrna Speedway, a track of of a half mile. I apologize there. It is a long type of paperclip looking track with tight turns and fairly steep banking for a small track like this. I have personally never ever driven this track before, but I've been watching practice a little bit here. The ambient temperature is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. We have 65% relative humidity, cloudy skies, no winds to speak of, and the track temperature is relatively cool, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. That'll keep the drivers happy, not very much slippery conditions. This is an open setup race tonight. We will be doing a feature of 250 laps here with the super late models. The drivers will have one fast repair, and they will only have 3 sets of tires to play with for those 250 laps. They are actually racing for some money here tonight. First place is going to go home with $100. Second place is going to take home $30, and third place is going to take home $20. So there is something at stake here tonight. Let's quickly move into the practice session here. We have 3 more minutes of open practice to go. Let's see who's all on track here. We have some regulars from the Crooked Line Racing Series on Monday night, the Monday Night Madness Series that has just concluded their championship last week. It looks like we have 25 ambitious drivers entering the race here tonight. And one of them is a lady, that is Caitlin Fox. You are looking at that number 51 car of her. And we have some, like I said, regulars from the Crooked Line Racing Series like Timothy Trowbridge. We have Scotty Stevens in the number 2 car, Justin Carey in the 42, Eric Barnes in the 24 actually, sorry. He is in 24th position. Oh, it's so easy to get confused. We have 24 drivers in the practice session that have posted times. We have one more driver, Brandon Feeney, who has not yet set up a time. And let's see, we have a bunch of new names here as well. Bruno Pierre Pinchot from Canada in the 729 car there. You can see him. Let's see, we have, we've already showed you Caitlin, and then we have Garrett Fox in the number 85. He is new. Brad Haldane, I've seen him a few times, but not recently. Let's see, we have Ignacio Adames, I hope I pronounce his name correctly, in the 38 car there, the red machine. Ryan Bolstridge in the 95, not currently on track or active at all. Let's see, we have Tyler Johnson running the fastest lap times here. In the number 10 car, ran a strong season in the in the Monday Night Madness series on Crooked Line Racing. They're going to start the new season back up next week again, so if you like this kind of stuff, you're welcome to join us, obviously. The drivers will be going into qualifying here fairly shortly. They're going to be doing 2 qualifying laps individually, which means that they cannot see each other on the track. They will be by themselves, but we can pick up anybody that is active on iRacing as long as the car is on the track. And obviously, with a little bit of money to be grabbed there at the finish, people will be putting their best foot forward to get a good qualifying time in. Brandon Mettler in the 015, also one of the regulars. Steve Sexton is actually not really a regular in the Blown Piston Series, although the name Sexton is. His son Joshua is actually one of the regular racers. Steve is dead, the old man, and he is getting ready to get into this race here tonight. All right, we're getting ready for qualifying here. Let's see who all's already up there. That is Ignacio Adames. And he is the first one, it looks like, out on track. And it looks like actually we have Joshua Sexton on the track as well in the 51 car. So father and son are both here running tonight. Let's see how Ignacio's doing here in that number 38 car. We are waiting for some first lap times to be posted. There comes Ignacio. This should be his first timed lap. It is. It is a 17 point. Let's see. It is a 17.896. Let's see if he can improve that, because he's being overrun already. Joshua Sexton in the 51, currently the quickest driver on the track with a 17.433. A little bit of a slide coming off the turn there, and it looks like he did brush the wall, because iRacing is not giving him his second lap time. That means he had a little incident, and they don't count incident laps. Let's see who else we have here. Frank Barbary is on track, not running anymore. Brandon Mettler in 6th position. Warren Arfman, he is in 9th position. Eric Barnes in the 24 car is out on his first lap. It looks like we are expecting Tanner Marr here shortly. Tanner Marr has put his car in the 3rd position, and he's got a beautiful new paint job by MF Designs. Looks like a Christmas package, that car. The number is actually candy caned. Number 4 of Tanner Marr, and Tanner is in 2nd position there. He was hoping for a good race here tonight, and it looks like he's going to get something done. Let's see who else we've got. Timothy Trowbridge in the 74 car. He has posted one time on his second lap only, 44.208. Brad Haldane, I apologize, the 39 car, he's in 13th position. And then it is CC Wood in the 91 that pushes into the top 10 there. Tyler Johnson stealing that 2nd place from Tanner Marr in the number 10 car. Tommy Dunn still out on track in the 63. Waiting for his time. Brandon Mettler posting a 2nd time. Let's bring back... where was I? Brad Haldane has put it on 15th position. Tyler Johnson on the pole, and we have no times yet for Philip Barnes, Ryan Bolstridge, Kenneth Bradshaw, James Fox, and Brandon Feeney. But we do have, let's see, 25 drivers on on the list here for starting this race. All right, it looks like the drivers are done with qualifying. We're going to see if we can talk to somebody. Tanner Marr, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you loud and clear, Mark. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, my friend, and it looks like you are too. You're in the top three there on the qualifying sheet. How does that feel?
Well, we got about qualifying's done now. It's feeling it's feeling pretty good to be honest, Mark. I thought we would be a little bit quicker down to 17 threes like we were in practice, but all's well that ends well. I think we'll be starting third on the board.
And it looks like as you're starting on third, you're going to be on that inside line. You think that's going to be an advantage for the start?
It, as the race progresses, I think it will be, but you're going to see this top line. It's going to fire off pretty quick. The high side is it's not as bad on restarts as it normally is with our short track racing.
Now, this track looks kind of like a paperclip. It's got some good, decent straights. That kind of tells me that you guys are going to have the ability of getting a good run off the turns.
Oh yeah, man. It's not a big track, but it races like a big track. If that makes sense, Mark. It's
It
really
does.
fast corners and then fast straights. And I'm just lucky that us Five Kings Motorsports guys we sweep the top three in the qualifying. We got a really good qualifying set, and we have a really good race set. Maybe we can cash out and get some money tonight.
That sounds like a plan, Tanner. All right. It looks to me, I have personally actually never ever driven this track, but it looks like it's got fairly good banking for a short track.
Yeah, you don't notice it as much honestly when you're in the car. The track can get a little I guess the best way would be to describe it would be it can almost feel a little greasy on exits. It has a little bit of a heel coming out of turn two and turn four, and that tends to upset the car a little bit. So you got to be careful coming off onto the straights for sure.
Okay, well, that's good to know. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, Joshua Sexton, you're in second place there. It looks like this is a race where you're in there with your dad together.
Yeah, I'm glad we got him in here with us. He's been racing with us more and more, and it's pretty cool to be able to race with your dad.
Absolutely. So, Joshua, it looks like you guys are all on the same setup here tonight, but this is an open setup race, correct?
That's an open setup race, and we're all on a very similar setup for the baseline, but we all kind of grab the setup and do our little tweaks to it to make it more comfortable for ourselves.
Now, when you set up your car, what is it that you're looking for on these shorter tracks? Do you want the car to be a little bit loose to have good turn in and come off the turn good, or do you want it to be a little bit more tight?
Oh, I want it to be the best of everything. No, just kidding. Uh, Yeah, for me, I always set up the car for a long run, and it seems to do pretty well. Um, you got to start these cars off loose because they generally go tight during the run, so you definitely have to start off loose and with good turn in to start with.
Okay, that sounds like a fairly good explanation there of what you want. All right, Joshua and Tanner, so far looks like you guys got things pretty much under control, but not as good as Tyler. Tyler, how you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm all right. Tyler, same question for you. What are your expectations for this race? You looks like you got the best possible starting position, but obviously 250 laps in, we're gonna see a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to kind of take the lead. Track position is going to be pretty key, I feel, and just try to conserve tires.
All right, and it looks like you guys only have three sets of tires to play with. And how does that affect your tire management? Obviously, you're going to have to make these things last pretty good.
I just feel like I'll make the tire set I'm on last as long as it can. So if I can have fresh tires at the end, that's even better.
Absolutely, that's a good plan. What's the fuel situation like?
Just looking at it, it looks like we're most likely going to have to do two stops. But I mean, depending on cautions, it might just turn into coming in, getting fuel just to top off until right at the end.
Okay, all right. That sounds like a plan, gentlemen. Top three on the starting grid here. We wish you all very much the best of luck. Is there anything special we need to know about this event? The New Smyrna Beach Winter Bash 250. Is there any good causes that we're racing for or stuff like that, Tanner?
I believe Tanner stepped out real quick, but I can take care of that.
Okay.
No, we really just put this together for fun and try to get as many people involved as possible, especially under that 3,000 I rating. So, and we just had some good luck with a few different people donating to the wins for or to the money for the winners and stuff like that. So that's where we're at.
Okay, that sounds it's basically just a promotional event for the Crooked Line Racing Series. We're getting back into that season next week, I believe. Where are we starting out there, Joshua? Do you know yet?
Yeah, we're gonna start out at Martinsville, so it's gonna be a really good place for us to start out the season. A really exciting track to start the season. I'm pretty excited about it. I know that there's a lot of people on the super late model roster. The series continues to get bigger and bigger, and we had a great season last year, and I think it's going to get even better this year.
I am looking forward to that already, man. Last season, I can vouch for that. We had a lot of real good races. We had some really good people in there. I believe we really had showed some good quality stuff there when it comes to short track racing. Absolutely. All right, guys. Joshua, anything you want to add for the expectations for tonight? We have quite a few new names, I believe, here. Some of them doing pretty good, actually. I believe we have one lady in the ranks here as well, doing pretty good with a sixth place qualifying position. What are your expectations for the newer people?
I think the expectations are pretty well known, especially across Crooked Line Racing. We've been doing this for a while, so a lot of the people that are in here have been exposed to the league, so they understand exactly how we race. And I think tonight it is, kind of up in the air right now. But I think that we got a lot of really good drivers in here, and that are we're going to put on a really good race.
All right. Thank you very much, Joshua. Tyler, anything you want to add here?
Not too much. I did want to say, Caitlin Dalton is it's a man, just like Lauren Arfman. Just for your heads up.
Why do I get these names that put me off like that? Okay. All right. Well, then I guess we have two brand new guys here that have difficult names, but it's all good. We'll see how they do, and we still wish them the best of luck, obviously. All right, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, and go down to your cars and get ready for the race. And we'll be hoping to talk to you maybe at the end there, because that means you're going to bring home some money.
Thank you,
Thank
Mark.
you very much.
All right, folks, you heard from Tyler Johnson, Joshua Sexton, Tanner Marr, the top three qualifiers. I apologize for calling the 51 driver Caitlin Dalton a lady. I was put off by that, just like earlier in the season I had the same issue with Lauren Arfman. I don't know who comes up with these names, but it's a little bit confusing every once in a while. Anyway, that doesn't spoil anything here. We have a few more minutes here in qualifying. We want to show you a quick video here that was made by the Crooked Line League organizers, and it'll give you a little bit of an idea of what's to come this coming season. Past here by Woodside. Let's see if Rogers can pull the same stunt here, coming with the 45. All right, folks, we're back at the New Smyrna Beach Raceway here in Florida. We're getting ready to get going here for the Winter Bash 250, a special event between the two seasons of the Monday Night Madness. As you can see, as you just saw there in the video of the Crooked Line Racing Series, they have several leagues going on 4 nights a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. On Monday nights and Tuesday nights, you can catch them here on Short Shift Broadcasting. On Monday nights, they do the super late model seasons, and then on the Tuesday nights, we do the SK Modifieds, which is a new series that recently got started, and it's been a lot of fun. Not very high-powered cars, but nonetheless very cool racing on the short tracks. Guys have to be very smooth with those cars to make them be fast. So if you enjoy this kind of racing, you are most welcome to join us on Monday nights and Tuesday nights. And I believe there's another broadcaster that does the Wednesday and Friday nights. So check him out on YouTube, folks. We are getting ready to get going here. The race is about to start, and that means we're going to grid them up for you. And we'll get you the starting grid here real quickly, as the drivers are going to be lining them up on pit road there. Tyler Johnson is your pole sitter. We've heard from him. Joshua Sexton alongside. Tanner Marr in third. Teammates, they have their stuff worked out together there. Then it's Bruno Pierre Pinchot and Ryan Woolbright, Caitlin Dalton, Justin Carey, Brandon Mettler, C.C. Wood, Garrett Fox, Scotty Stevens, and Lauren Affman on your first 6 rows there. Then it's Tommy Dunn and Steve Sexton, Dad, the old man, in 14th position, Brad Haldane, Frank Barbary, Eric Garrison, Ignacio Adames, and then Eric Barnes, Philip Barnes. I'm guessing they're related as well. I'm not really sure what the relationship is there, but they are side by side there. Timothy Trowbridge and James Fox, Brandon Feeney and Ryan Bolstridge on the 12th row, and then we have one final driver starting by himself there on the 25th position. That is Kenneth Bradshaw. And as you can see, folks, we have 250 laps to go on this half-mile paperclip shaped oval. And paperclip not in the sense that one corner is tighter than the other, but it's a kind of a, as we heard the drivers talk about it, it has fairly long straights, gives the drivers good opportunities to come off the turn there, and so to them it feels like a bigger track. We are still waiting for 3 drivers to line them up, and maybe they won't because the field is rolling out. Brandon Feeney, Ryan Bolstridge, and Kenneth Bradshaw are not yet on the grid, I don't think. Cars rolling out here. We'll be doing 2 warm-up laps behind the pace car. Good field. And as said, folks, a lot of the Crooked Line Monday Night Madness regulars are here, but also some new drivers. And as you heard them, Joshua tell us, they are familiar with the league, they are familiar with the cars and the style of racing, so we're expecting some pretty good quality driving around here tonight. Pace cars in. The call is out on the radio, folks. The New Smyrna Speedway Winter Bash 250 is underway, and Tyler Johnson takes the lead in front of Joshua Sexton, who has a good run on the high side there, sticking that nose alongside the number 10. The number 4 of Tanner Marr is right there with him. 1, 2, and 3 are 1, 2, and 3 on the grid. Are 1, 2, and 3 on the order here. It looks like Joshua has got a little bit better speed coming off the turn. There you saw that little wiggle at the exit of turn number 2. We heard him talk about it. So that will be something to watch for. Further back in the field, we see drivers side by side here. Garrett Fox coming alongside Lauren Arfman in the 72 car. Arfman on the high side there. Brad Haldane, and let me see, the number 4, that would be, there is no number 4. Somebody's driving with a wrong number. Ooh, 39 gets in trouble here. That looks like we're going to get a yellow. Eric Garrison is the first driver to get in trouble in the number 5 car. He's actually running the 63. It's a little confusing. The 74, that is Timothy Throwbridge. He is in trouble as well. Let's see what happens here. It looks like there's a bit of a touch between the 4 and the 155. Then the 39 gets thrown to the inside, and the 74 gets thrown to the high side. And then obviously the guys behind him, that's always going to be tricky. There's very little room to get by. So our first caution of the day here on lap number 5, going into 6. Johnson, Sexton, and Marr still ahead there. Let's go and take a look at Throwbridge's machine and see how bad it is. It doesn't, well, he's coming down to pit road to get it fixed. We have one fast repair to play with. And Eric Garrison is doing the same thing, although he doesn't look all that damaged. Let's keep an eye here on Trowbridge and see if he gets it all fixed up. I can't really tell. No, he did not. He did not get the car fixed. That means he's going to try out and see if he can get it going just the same, and hopefully he can save that fast repair for a later moment if he needs it more. Brad Haldane is in the pits. He's got a similar kind of damage on that left front, and he is in fact taking that fast repair. So Brad Haldane has used up his fast repair early, and hopefully he'll stay out of trouble and won't need it again. We have Tyler Johnson leading the pack. Justin Carey, well, he looked like he was going into pit just because he was over the yellow line, but he didn't really do anything. Caitlin Dalton, he is in the 51 car here in 7th position, lost 1 spot since the start. That was taken from him by Justin Carey. Lauren Arfman, 3 spots up since the start of the race. And let me see who else we've got. We got Eric Barnes, big mover, 6 positions in the plus already. So these guys are not wasting any time, that's for sure. Let's see, we don't have these final 3 drivers did not start. They might actually be the race administrators, to keep an eye on everybody here. We are in fact racing for money. So Trowbridge has been in the pit again, getting some more of that damage knocked out of that car, and as you can see, he does his very best to stay ahead of the pace car there coming out, making sure that he's not going down a lap. It looks like we're getting ready to go back to racing. They're lining them up once again, going into lap number 10. Pace car is coming in, and it is Tyler Johnson that sets the pace here. He's got a good little jump here on the field. It looks like Tanner Marr can maintain that 3rd position, although the 729 of Pinchot did come pretty close, but he couldn't leave it on the outside there. Let's see what the 729 driver can do here. They're forming a little group of 4. Then behind them, it is Justin Carey that is passing Woodbright on the... Oh, whoa. I was going to say he passed him on the outside, but they keep it together here, folks. They keep it together. Even though the 40 is dropping back a few spots. 3 wide, folks. That is a little bit ambitious. 3 wide on a track like this. Let's see what the cause of the yellow is. I can't find another one. Timothy Trowbridge. He is the cause of the yellow. Let's see what's going on here. There's a little bit of a slowdown in front of him, and he catches that Napa car, I believe. If I saw that correctly, we'll have to bring it back. That is the 58 of James Fox, and they looked like they touched a little bit there, turning that 74 around. Ryan Woolbright It looked like he was going down pit road. He is actually going down pit road if we're going back to the live pictures. Here he is. And Trowbridge is once again on pit road trying to get some more of that damage knocked out of that car. I don't believe that Woolbright has taken a fast repair, although yes, he has taken the fast repair, and he's taken tires as well, and that is really early because he only took the outsides, but he's got to make that stuff last for 250 laps with only 3 sets of tires, and he's used half a set already. He can't change those outside tires more than twice anymore now. All right, second caution of the day, lap number 14. Let's see. We've got Arfman climbing up through the field there fairly quickly because of that mistake that Carey made. He has picked up 6 positions because of that with the Alaskan Airways livery there. Beautiful car. Let's see who else we've got. Eric Barnes is continuing to increase his position there by 7 places since the start now. So he picked up another one there in that short green stint that we had. Frank Barbary is holding steady. James Fox has gained 5 spots already. So James is doing a really good job there as well. There you're looking at Tanner Marr's Christmas package on wheels there. It looks pretty cool. Made by MF Racing Designs. There he comes and shows it to us. It's pretty cool. There. If you're looking for a nice livery on your car, MF Racing Designs are the go-to people, folks. They do a great job, and they do it pretty quickly as well. There we are, lining them back up again. The lights on the pace car have been turned off. We're going to go racing back, into lap number 17 when we get the green flag here. Tyler Johnson and Joshua Sexton still up front there with Tanner Marr and Pinchot.
Green.
And it looks like Pinchot has got a really good start on that high side there. Not good enough to take Tanner's position. Ooh, he goes for the over-under there, and he almost gets that to work. The 729, not quite close enough to the number 4, but he is hanging with these fast guys for sure. Then it's Caitlin Dalton in the 5th position, gained a spot there on the restart. Justin Carey, ooh, the 72 of Arfman going very, very wide there on the exit, touches the wall on the outside, then turns Scotty Stevens around. Ooh. Oops, that was a wrong moment. Apologize. There we go. 72 ran a little high there, tapped the wall, and then Scotty Stevens comes up. Then there's really no room for 2 cars on that high side there. And it's the 85 also got involved in that. Garrett Fox, let's check back and see what happened to him. He may have just collected the number 2 there. No, he's actually being kept by the 72 bouncing off the wall there. Unfortunate for him. And it looks like we have Scotty Stevens on pit road. Brad Haldane is back on pit road as well. And Trowbridge is using every opportunity he can to fix up that car without using the fast repair this early in the race. That's why you see him coming down pit road all the time. Justin Carey is playing with us again a little bit there. And then we have a Lucky Dog driver. And that is the number 8 of Eric Garrison, and you're going to see him scored as 5. That is because those cars are running in different leagues, folks, and they use different numbers there, and they just kind of not think about telling the race admins what numbers they have on the car. But it's all good. We'll get it figured out. So I will say that 729 of Bruno Pierre Pinchot is doing pretty good, staying with these 3 teammates up front here, and he's got good restarts and good speed staying with Tanner Marr there. Caitlin Dalton has proven the same thing. And Justin Carey, Garrett Fox. Let's see here. We have Ignacio Adames coming up in that number 38, 7 spots since the start. Steve Sexton, the old man here, is doing really well in the 12th position. And let's see further down, we have Trowbridge still hanging on there in 20th, and then Garrison, the number 8 car, he was sent around, so he is in the final running position. Scotty Stevens is back out of pit road in front of the pace car, trying to keep himself on the lead lap. He did not, I don't believe he took his fast repair. No, he sure didn't. He sure didn't, and that means he can start again from the bottom there. But it's still a long ways to go, folks. So there is no reason to think that he is totally has no chance. Never say never if you're racing in...
Green.
Ooh, we're up front, we're already racing. I apologize for that. Tyler Johnson, Joshua Sexton are doing the same thing as ever. It was actually a single foul restart. That kind of threw me off as well. There, Pinchot in 4th position, Dalton right on his bumper. And then Justin Carey. It looks like the field stretches out a little bit now with that single foul restart. We have an issue for Barbary. Let's see what happened to him. Frank Barbary is coming off turn number 4 here. Gets a little bit of a tap in the back from Trowbridge. I believe that was Trowbridge. And unfortunately, the number 4 gets going. No yellow. That means that it's really costing quite a bit of time, and he's going down a lap here. Unfortunate for Frank. Tyler is pulling away from Joshua at this point, and Tanner Marr is hanging with him with about a car length in between, and that 729 is looking really strong. That is Pinchot, Bruno Pierre Pinchot, and I believe that he is probably just at this point trying to figure out how he compares to those cars in front of him. He still has the whole race to figure out the way past these guys, but obviously tire wear is going to come into the play as well. Frank Barbary has brought it to pit road. I can't really tell if he took a fast repair, but it looks like Frank is out of the race. Unfortunate for him. Let's go and check on Arfman there in that 72 in 8th position. He's got CC Wood coming strong there on the inside, trying to dive into the first turn there, and he gets it done. Then the 72 has a fairly good run on the high side coming off the turn, but it looks like the 91 of Wood has taken that 8th position away from him, and then he's got Brandon Mettler behind him. A little bit of a gap there to the 63 of Tommy Dunn, with Eric Barnes and Adames, and then James Fox and Ryan Woolbright in the number 40 car. Then it's the 151 of Sexton Sr. Up front, no changes. Tyler Johnson is still leading the pack. Joshua Sexton looks to be a little bit closer behind him, but obviously they're not going to fight each other tooth and nail right now. It is way too early for that. Tanner Marr there in his Christmas package, coming down the main straightaway in 3rd position.
Yellow flag is out.
We have another yellow. Let's go find out what happened here. It's the number 38 of Ignacio Adames. And it looks to me like he did that all by himself. Little bit too early on the gas, slides the back end into the outer wall, and then can't keep it going straight. And then obviously he takes a fast repair, a tow to the pit. When the drivers hit the escape button, folks, they can take a quick tow to the pit. And that means that they spend some more time in the pit. Obviously, iRacing will calculate some time for that tow. They don't get anything for free. Oh, and it looks like Barbary is back out on track. He did leave the race. He may have had some sort of a hardware issue at home, as he is back on track there, 8 laps down. And And it looks like Trowbridge is once again coming down pit road. Brad Haldane. These guys are just making sure that they keep that car as good as possible. Trowbridge has still not used that fast repair, and he's not going to if he doesn't have to. It looks like he can still maintain the speed in the back of the pack there, so that race is definitely not over yet. Brad Haldane, ooh, it looks like... Oh, there's the 39. He's back out as well. Let's see. Nothing much has changed up front. And we have Garrett Fox there in that 85. In 7th position. Then let's go further down the field. It looks like Steve Sexton has dropped off a little bit there. He is down in 15th position at this point. Ignacio is out of the race. Unfortunate for him. He has left the building. It looked like he was doing all right there, mid-pack in that 38 car, and the crash may have actually also been caused by a hardware issue, obviously. We can't really tell. And what you maybe could hear the 51 driver do there is hit the clutch every now and again to make sure that he doesn't use any more fuel than strictly necessary. As we heard them say earlier in the interviews, if they have enough yellows, they might be able to make it on fuel. Maybe once top it off at some point, but Tyler and Josh were basically saying they were going to try and make everything last as long as... Ooh, great start there for Tyler Johnson, and a little bit of a hiccup for some of the drivers behind him there. The 729 almost ran into the 4, I believe, and it's Caitlin Dalton on his outside now. Sticking with him really well. Ooh, bit of a touch there. 729 pulls it ahead of the 50-51. And back in 4th position, Lauren Arfman going past the 91 of Wood. It looked like Wood had a little bit of a problem scraping the wall. Justin Carey in that 42 car, strong in front of Garrett Fox. James Fox is battling here with Ryan Woolbright. He gets the position from the 58. That is 13th position, and Scotty Stevens is coming down underneath there as well. So Scotty Stevens, since his earlier mishaps, is on a mission here, already up to 14th position. Timothy Trowbridge in 17th. Frank Barbary running a personal best at this point. His lap times are really not bad at all. So it looks like whatever problem he had has been resolved, and it looks like he took that fast repair also. Let's go bring you back up front here with Tyler Johnson, Joshua Sexton, Tanner Marr. Then it's Bruno Pierre Pinchot in the 729. Caitlin Dalton in the 54. Ooh, we have another one. Let's go and find out what happened. That is not what happened. It looks like we have an issue for Lauren Arfman in that 72 car. Touching the 63 and then being run over in the back by the 40. The 40, that is Ryan Woolbright. That was a little bit unnecessary. You got to respond to what happens in front of you, guys. Let's check that out one more time. This is a little bit further back. They're going side by side there. The 63 of Tommy Dunn and Lauren Arfman. Then they touch, they keep it together, they have no problems, and then the 40 is a little bit over ambitious getting into the turn there, not responding to the mayhem or to the mishap that's in front of him, and running into the back of the 72. And again, I say that is really not necessary. You can respond by letting off a little bit, avoiding a crash. Especially if you hit somebody in the back like that. I mean, in close racing it's different, but if you come up behind somebody like that with more speed, you can slow down. These cars do have brakes. Tommy Dunn is on pit road, getting it all sorted out. And Barbary is coming back out of pit road. Doesn't look too bad on Tommy's car there. And he's back out once again. Really cool paint job on that number 4 car there. Could be a Christmas present if anything. Brandon Mettler in the 015 trying to fool everybody that he's going into the pits, but he didn't. And let's see there. Steve Sexton has got a little damage on that right front on that 151 there, so he's been in a little bit of sliding up against the wall. Philip Barnes in the number 9 car. Let's see where the other Barnes is. I believe we had 2 of them. Eric Barnes is in the Hooters car in the 11th position.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
All right, you heard the radio, folks. So they're not going green. They have to sort out the order here. Lap number 50 of 250, so we're 20% down on our way here for the Winter Bash 250. As said, folks, we're racing for a little bit of cash here. Winner takes home $100, second place takes home 30, and the third place will take home 20. With Christmas coming up, that's never a bad thing. There we go. Tyler Johnson hits the gas once again. Pulls away from Joshua Sexton there a little bit. Tanamar holds his own again in third. Bruno Pierre Pinchot holds his own again in position number 4. And Dalton in 5th. Wood is now in 6th. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's go find out what happens. The 72 hits the 151. And now at this point, it's the 72 that kind of... You know, this is not necessary. You can't throw that car into the turn like that. Look at the difference. He's not alongside. He dives into that turn, and, well, on his defense, the 151 would have hurt the spotter the moment the car came close, so it's a bit of a shared mistake there. I don't believe I've seen the 72 coming to pit road there. Or did I? Actually, Arfman has left the race. Steve Sexton is on pit road. See if he takes that fast repair. Yeah, Arfman's done. He and the way he did that kind of tells you he was driving angry already anyway. Sexton has that fast repair on that 151, takes new tires. And as you can hear probably, the field is going by him there. That puts him a lap down. But he is back underway. And on tracks like these, a lap down, being a lap down early at this point is really, I mean, it hurts, obviously, but it's not something you can't overcome. You need to be in the right position at the right moment, especially with a lot of yellows. You can be the lucky dog, get your lap back, you can work your way through the field. He put new tires on for a reason there. And that 91 of Wood was doing pretty good there, coming up again in 6th position. There's been a race-long scuffle so far with Carey and Mettler, and Fox is in there. The 72 was in there until recently. All right, it looks like we're staying single file once again here, going into lap number 57 as we will take the green flag. And there goes Tyler once again, pulling away nicely from Joshua Sexton there. That's the advantage for the leading man. Bruno Pierre Pinchot is in 4th, hanging on to that tail end of Tanner Marr once again. Dalton is there. Wood is sticking with him really well. Then it's Carey and Mettler and Garrett Fox. Garrett dropping back a little bit here. Tyler Johnson in the lead. It looks like Sexton is back on pit road. What happened to Steve? Garrett Fox also coming down pit road. Not sure what happened to him. Not sure what happened to them. There come the leaders, which obviously means that Sexton is going down. Another lap. He is now 4 laps down. And he is still on pit road there. Fox had to wait to get on track, I believe. He is a lap down. And these guys, 3 teammates, Tyler Johnson, Joshua Sexton, Tanner Marr, doing a phenomenal job here tonight, keeping it all together in the first 3 positions. And Pinchot is doing a good job. He looks like he is losing Dalton a little bit, and Wood is trying hard to get on the inside there. And they are a little bit... it looks like they're pretty racy already. That 91 is actually trying to get 2 wheels on the apron, and that is something you really have to watch out for, because it can very easily upset your car. As you can see, it doesn't gain him anything. If anything, it looks like the 42 just did better in that turn, staying away from that yellow line. Dalton, Wood, Carey, and Mettler in this little group here. And the 42 gets off the turn a little bit better than the 91. He just can't find his way past. Now the 42 gets underneath that yellow line, and it doesn't help him either. Dalton staying ahead of these guys. Looks like that group is stretching out a little bit. Dalton putting about a car length between him and Wood gives him a little bit of breathing room. Ooh, there Wood comes putting that nose on the inside once again. has a little bit of a blinking issue there. That is a connection issue. Happens to all of us. Ooh, the 91 almost running into the back of that 51. Dalton given a little bit of room to himself now. Justin Carey doing a great job keeping up with Brandon Mettler here in the final position of that group, 8th position on the track. Scotty Stevens about a second, 1.8 seconds behind. Scotty still has a little bit of that damage on the front end, and he is running quickly. He is running just as fast as the guys in front of him. Dunn and Haldane going at it for 13th and 14th position, pretty close together. And in front of him, it's Eric Barnes. And it looks like Wood has picked up a position here. Let's bring that back real quick. There you go, on the backstretch. He gets it to the inside, and then there is no way that the 51 can come back down and defend. As early as he was already underneath him, he picks up that position. He is now in 5th. Ooh, 42, the 42, and the
yellow flag is out.
The 42 and the 51 were getting together there. Let's bring that back for you really quickly. 42, the 51 losing the position to Wood, and then the 42 gets underneath here, doesn't back out at all, and turns them around. Let's see how Brandon fared there. There's Scotty going by there. The yellow has come out, so those positions will most likely be corrected. Steve Sexton still on pit road. He has not moved for a while. And I do believe that we have some drivers on pit road. Tanner Marr giving up 3rd position there for a pit stop. Justin Carey in the 42 bringing it to pit road. Dalton bringing it to pit road. Justin Carey, oh, we already saw him. So, yeah, Marr, Carey, and Dalton looking for fuel and tires. Not sure if Tanner did tires, but I'm guessing so. Well, that leaves Tyler Johnson with his buddy Joshua Sexton there, 1 and 2, and it moves Bruno Pierre Pinchot up a little bit. 1 position. Wood now in 4th. Scotty Stevens did get to keep that position there as he passed those hustling drivers there. He is now in 5th, so Scotty Stevens has made some good progress since the early incident in the race. Tommy Dunn on pit road. Dalton back out. Tanner Marr is back out. He's now in 13th. Trowbridge coming back in. Trowbridge in 6th. He's made up a lot of ground. Haldane also down pit road. Oops, can't catch him. There he is. There you hear it once again. Tyler Johnson, just a little bit of gas, and then back in goes that clutch. Not driving that engine if it doesn't have to. Saving fuel that way. And there we go again,
Green
folks.
flag, green flag.
Once again, Tyler has a good start, pulls away a couple of car lengths from Joshua. It is Pencho in third position now, with Wood right behind him. Scotty Stevens in fifth position, Brandon Mettler in sixth. Ryan Woolbright in seventh. Barnes, Eric Barnes and Philip Barnes back together again. We're both up 11 positions since the start of the race. These guys are doing a really good job there. Tommy Dunn, 63, and Trowbridge behind the 58. Diving to the inside, picking up the position. Looks like Trowbridge is racing angry and doing pretty well at it. Throwing it to the inside of Tommy Dunn. Oh, no, that's not Tommy Dunn. That's the 51 of Dalton, I believe. Yep. Timothy picks up a couple of... Well, he didn't get it yet, but he's trying hard enough. Haldane is in front of him, and Dalton is actually a lap down now. That's what's throwing me off here. So Dalton is trying to work his way through the field, trying to catch his lap back. And Timothy Trowbridge trying to fight for position. Tommy Dunn has picked up a spot here. He has passed Eric Barnes. Pencho coming under pressure from CC Wood there in fourth position in that 91 car. Haldane getting past Barnes. And he's taken that 51 along, and Trowbridge as well. So Trowbridge now in the 12th position. There's your leader, Tyler Johnson. Joshua Sexton, let's go find out where Tanner Marr is. He's now in 8th position. Running behind Woolbright there in the 40, and behind him, that's Tommy Dunn in the 63. And there he comes, going underneath. Picks up another spot, back into 7th position. Tommy Dunn doing the same thing, coming along there with Tanner. Once you're on that high side, it's difficult to come back down. We have Scotty Stevens following Mettler, and the 42 of Carey is also a lap down, so that's not for position. And Mettler's not that far behind Wood. Wood has about a car length to make up to Pinchot. And it looks like at this point Johnson and Sexton are pulling away.
The yellow flag is out.
Let's go see what happened. Ooh, that is Brad Haldane being turned around here. Let's go and see what leads up to that. It's just simply running into the back there. And guys, you can't do that. You don't have to keep your foot down. You can't go through another car. Folks, I'll be the last to tell you that I've never done anything wrong on a racetrack either, but you know, that doesn't mean that you can't call it out the way it is. Johnson and Sexton and Pinchot are coming in. Mettler is staying out. Wood is coming in. Stevens is coming in. Lap number 93. I'm sure they are ready. Ooh, Laura is also back in again. They can definitely use those tires at this point, I'm sure. Marr has picked up some damage on the right front there. He is not getting that fixed, but he's getting new tires. The 51 taking both sides, the 10 taking both sides, Marr taking both sides, Pinchot taking both sides, I believe. The 51 did not beat Johnson out. And Pinchot actually did beat Tanner Marr out. All right, so we have a few guys that stayed out, and Justin Carey not being one of them. Brandon Mettler stayed out. Tommy Dunn. Trowbridge now in third. So there you have it, folks. Even an early incident doesn't mean that you're out of the mix. Timothy Trowbridge is now in third position. Brad Haldane in that 39 is in fourth, with the 9 being a back marker. That is Philip Barnes. I'm kind of guessing Philip would be the lucky dog, but I don't know that for sure. That scoring doesn't tell me that. And I guess somebody else already may have picked that up. Philip Barnes in that number 9 car. Car looks still looks pretty clean. James Fox behind him. Dalton, nope, just playing with us again. That's all right. The lights on the pace car been turned off, folks. Brandon Mettler is leading the pack, and it looks like we're staying single file once again. It's probably a pretty good idea, as eager as some of these guys are. On the high side, Brandon Mettler, one of the Crooked Line Racing regulars. There he goes. Good start for Brandon. Tommy Dunn leaves a couple of car lengths on the track there. Trowbridge eager to go past him. Racy at once there, trying to stay to his outside. Ooh, dives into there. And he's got good momentum coming off the turn here on that high side. Pinches that 63 down a little bit, and he picks up second position. That was a good move, and that's how you do it. You don't have to touch each other, but you just need a good car and some big balls. That's what you need. All right, Tyler Johnson is back there in fifth. He's got Haldane in front of him. Obviously, the pit stops are off sequence at this point. Tyler on fresher tires than Haldane. Sexton there in 6th, CC Wood in 7th, Pinchot in 8th, and Tanner Marr behind the 729 now. Ooh, Wood getting racy with the 51. Trying to get underneath. 51 gives him all the room he needs. Oh, the 729 goes around. Let's go see what happened here. Gets a tap in the back from Tanner Marr there. And then obviously the chain reaction. Same thing, guys. You got to leave each other just a little bit more margin, I think. Let's see how that happened from the air. Morris just, he couldn't brake anymore. He was already too deep into the turn. He couldn't brake anymore. You can't just stomp your foot on the brakes either. You just gotta feather those pedals, because if you stomp your foot on the brake, all you're gonna do is just slide to the outside wall. Unfortunate incident once again. There goes your lucky dog. It looks like that is Caitlin Dalton in that 51 car. Back to the end of the lead lap. That's a good break. Brandon Mettler now down pit road with Tommy Dunn as well. That leaves Timothy Trowbridge in the lead. He last pitted on lap number 77, and maybe if we close up to him a little bit, we can... he still didn't take that fast repair. He's just done little by little there in the beginning with several pit stops, and it looks like that car's a little bit crumbled up on the right front, but he seems to be working it pretty good. That puts Tyler Johnson in second place, Haldane in third, so Haldane got past Joshua Sexton there. Then it's Wood, then it's Marr and Stevens, and Barnes, Justin Carey, and Caitlin Dalton rounds out your top 10. Lights are out, single file once again. Lap number 105 going into 106. We're going to get the green flag here shortly. And there we go.
Green, green,
Good
green.
start for Timothy. Pulling away a couple of car lengths on Tyler here. That is the advantage the leader has on this restarts. Haldane in third, Sexton on him already. There he goes. Ooh, he's not throwing it in there. Ay, 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 they do touch. He saves it. Good save by Brad Haldane. Looked like Tanner Marr was getting a little racy back there as well. Dalton going around. Ooh. What happened here? He's at the back of the pack here.
The yellow flag is out.
He actually gets clipped by the 015 of Brandon Mettler. That Mettler is actually the one that lost it and then tried to save it, just tapped the 51 there, and both of them going around. Very, very unfortunate. There on the right front, you can out the window, you can see the damage on that car. A little bit crumbled up, but as you can see, he's going a little bit wiggly here just to figure out the grip and the feel for the car. Bencho was going a little bit backwards, I believe, or at least not moving up as fast as we would have hoped him to do. He was behind Marr coming out of the pits on that last pit stop, and I'm sorry, he was actually in front of Tanner Marr, so he's dropped off a little bit. Brandon Mettler on pit road. Dalton back on pit road. Doesn't look like he can use the fast repair. Mettler coming back out. Caitlin Dalton is still on pit road there. Can't imagine the damage being that extensive. He is coming back out. Good thing. That's a good thing. And 2 laps down, unfortunately. James Fox is 1 lap down. The last driver on the lead lap is Philip Barnes in that number 9 car. Once again, single file. Going into lap number 113. And there we go once again. Timothy on the gas, gets a good run. Tyler in second, Haldane in third, Sexton already on the back end of that 39. Ooh, the 91 of Wood was gone there for a little bit. He is racy with the 51. Trying the outside. It's got good grip on that higher line, but not enough to make it better than the inside line, unless you can get that car alongside and therefore force the other car to stay low instead of arcing out the turn. Although that doesn't even... Yeah, there you have it. There you have it. Wood now got that done. He's on the higher side of the 51. The 51 washes up a little bit. He has to. That's where the 91s really had to get out of that. Marr is now coming to the inside, interfering with that as well. Trowbridge and Johnson going at it for the lead. There goes Johnson. Puts it on the inside of that 74, and it looks like Tyler picks up the lead once again. Although he's not quite done with Tyler yet, because Tyler has a good run on the exit of the turn. Now it looks like he's got it, and he can make it stick. Tanner Marr passing the 51. The 51 must have had a little issue and had to let the 91 go. Saxton now in 6th position. Wood now going after Haldane, and he gets that done. And he brings Tanner Marr right with him. That can be the issue when you're on that higher side and you can't get back down in and you don't have the car to run off the turn high that way. Haldane drops from 4th to 6th. Trowbridge still in 2nd. Ooh, we have another one. Let's find out what happened here. Scotty Stevens and Panchot going at it. Bring it back one more time. That's just the 729 washing up a little bit on the entry, while the 2 is expecting him to be able to actually trying to give him enough room, but the 729 washed up a little bit, it seemed. Let's see how Scotty came off of that. Looks like it's not too bad. Stevens takes it to the pits. Let's see. He's trying to get some repairs done, obviously. Tommy Dunn coming in. Tommy's car still looks pretty good. Ooh, that's always costly. Having to back it up to get guys to start working. You have to be within certain parameters in that pit box. And Tommy back out once again. Johnson, Trowbridge, Wood, and Marr, and then Sexton in 5th. Haldane now in 6th. Still 9 spots up from the start for Brad Haldane. That's pretty good. And Trowbridge is actually 19 positions up from the start. And then we see Bruno Pierre Penchot, Eric Barnes, and Ryan Woolbright rounds out your top 10. Scotty Stevens has been on pit road again, trying to get some more repairs. And the reason the drivers do that in more than one time is because they go back out before the pace car gets by them, so they don't go down a lap. And Scotty Stevens is in fact still on the lead lap. The lights have been turned off. We're going to go racing into lap number 126. Tyler Johnson's back where he started, in the front. "17 vehicles still driving. Actually, only 16. Garrett Fox is left.
Green flag, green flag.
There we go. Another good start for Tyler Johnson. Trowbridge throwing it in there as well. Wood in 3rd position. Tanner Marr in 4th. Sexton in 5th. This field seems to be stretching out here just a tad. And you can see those faster guys staying away from that yellow line. No reason to get on that apron and upset the car. Let's ride along with Tanner here really quickly. Ooh, big wiggle there from the 91. It looked like he touched Trowbridge. And now it's Tanner Marr coming up alongside him. Well, there he comes. Can't quite get it done. Run off the turn is good. Into turn number 1. Yes, there he goes. And the 51 is coming along with him as if there's a rope between them. Tanner Marr picks up 3rd position. Sexton now on the outside of Wood. And gets it done going into turn number 1. Pancho going past Haldane. Picks up 7th position with it. Justin Carey is in front of him in that 42 car, trying to close in on Wood. How's Tyler Johnson doing? Tyler has got almost a second on Trowbridge. Marr is coming to the inside of Trowbridge and picks up the 2nd position, bringing the 51 alongside with him. Trowbridge defending hard on that outside line. He knows he's got good momentum coming off the turn. He just loses a little bit going in. And that's where Joshua Sexton has it the other way around. On the bottom, you come in a little better, but you don't come off as good on the bottom. Looks like Carey is gaining on Wood, and he is pulling Bruno with him. Sexton having a little bit more trouble with Trowbridge. Once again, diving to the inside. Wood staying with him. And trying again. Trowbridge giving him all the room he needs. He knows he's got a good run coming off. Sexton still not passed. Washes up a little bit. Trowbridge gives him the room he needs. There you see it once again. Going in, the lower line works great. Ooh, now it's Trowbridge that can't get off the turn as well as we've seen him do before. And Wood coming to his inside. Dalton on pit road in 16th and final position. Marr closing in. Ooh, it looked like, fuck.
The yellow flag is out.
Yep, that was Wood going around. I saw it happening in the edges of the screen there. This is a typical mistake that you can't make. You go below the yellow line and then you pick up that little concrete edge there, loses the car because of it. And he's lucky that he doesn't get run into. Back on his way. That's the risk you take when you go below that yellow line. It really, even if you don't hit that concrete edge there, you can upset the car just because of your difference in angle of the banking and the apron there. But that little concrete edge there, that certainly doesn't help. Haldane takes it to pit road. Trowbridge is still not going in. Last time he pitted was lap 77. Dalton is on pit road. We knew that. Haldane is there. That's all the guys that we see out there. Sexton in 3rd position now. Then it's Trowbridge, Carey, Pancho, Barnes, and Mettler. Then Woolbright, Barnes, Philip Barnes, and he rounds out your top 10. Tommy Dunn comes into the pits. Wood coming into the pits. That doesn't surprise me. Does he still have that faster pair left? Don't don't see him using it. He's taking the left side tires this time, so he's already used up his right side on that set. And back out. Tommy Dunn back out. Lap 141, folks, well past halfway, an hour into the race. Been going pretty good so far. We've seen some really good racing, and we've also seen, unfortunately, a few incidents where, you know, sometimes I just feel that they're not necessary, but I do understand that, you know, it's a race, it's not a parade, and people get racy, and they want to do well, so it's all understandable. The problem is the golden rule in racing remains, folks. To finish first, you first have to finish. You have to be clean, and you have to be able to avoid incidents, either making them or getting into them as passively or actively, no matter how you look at it. It never helps. There we go, once again, going into 142. It's Tyler Johnson into 143, I should say. He's got a good jump on Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr and Joshua Sexton now back 1, 2, 3 there. The teammates, Trowbridge runs a little bit wide. Justin Carey catches up with him and starts to look racy already again. Bruno Pierre Pancho is right behind him, trying to pick up whatever they leave on the table. And then it's Eric Barnes in that 24 Hooters car with Brandon Mettler right behind him. Ryan Woolbright losing a little bit of ground. Scotty Stevens losing a little bit of ground. Looks like Tyler has got a little bit of an edge on Tanner Marr here. They're back in 1, 2, 3. They're just in a different order this time. Dalton still on pit road. So it looks like we have 15 drivers still running. Ooh, Philip Barnes in trouble. Philip Barnes in trouble. Let's go see what happens. Ooh, it's actually ahead of him. The number 40 of Woolbridge, it's ooh. The 24 of Barnes is scraping the wall, it looks like, in front of this number 40 car. Scraping the wall there. Bounces off, comes back down too far, and brings the 40 into a spin there. And obviously everybody else has got trouble avoiding the mayhem there. Yellow once again. Trowbridge now coming down pit roads. That looked to me like it was about time. Last time he pitted was lap 77. There he goes. Can he stay on the lead lap? I do believe so. And that's the main thing for him at this point. If he can keep it on the lead lap, he's in the mix. Eric Barnes coming down pit road. Philip Barnes coming down pit road. Ryan Woolbright already on pit road. And Dalton, we knew that. Tommy Dunn is also coming in. Well, as you can hear that at this point Tanner's not pumping the clutch to save a lot of fuel. That means that I'm kind of guessing that they're not worried about the fuel at all at this point. Lap 150, we've got about 100 laps to go, so they should probably be good. And Philip Barnes is still on pit road here, now moving out. I don't believe Dalton has moved. Trowbridge is back in, trying to get some more of that repair stuff done. And again, folks, as long as he can stay at the end of the lead lap, he's good. And he will.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
And it looks like they are still having a little trouble sorting it out. Making sure that everybody is on the correct position. The number 9 being sent around. That is Philip Barnes. "14 drivers still
Hang
running.
on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Philip Barnes is in position 14, so he is the final running car at this point. And there seems to be some confusion about whether he's supposed to go around or not. He's got an issue, technical issue. He can't steer the car. There's something wrong. Looks like his controls may be out of whack at home, because what he is doing is not what you would expect anybody to do. He picks up the end there now. Now we're going green. Tyler Johnson pulls away from Tanner Marr once again. Tanner in second position, Joshua Sexton in third, then it's Justin Carey on attack mode there into 42. James Fox into the pits. Philip Barnes into the pits.
The yellow flag is out.
Oops, and it looks like we have an issue for Scotty Stevens. That is the 91 coming to his inside. Washes up just a little bit, and that does it again for Scotty Stevens. He's not having a good night here tonight. Oh, that's pretty unfortunate for him. Let's see, take another look at his car there. I mean, he gets in these minor incidents, and it's costing him a lot of time, but it's not hurting him all that bad as far as the car is concerned. Justin Carey now coming to the pit road, giving up that fourth position. Tommy Dunn once again. And I can't help but wonder what happened to Philip there. Yeah, it kind of looked like that car didn't respond to its input to the controls. Well, there's some movement. Yeah, he gets it underway. Let's see how this works out. Trowbridge back again on pit road. We know that he likes to save that fast repair, and he's just trying to get it fixed up as we go along, trying not to go down a lap. He's pretty good about that. Gets passed by Tommy Dunn here. Again, as long as he can keep it on the lead lap, he should be in pretty good shape. Same is true for Justin, obviously. Tommy Dunn back in pit road. So that 729 driver, Bruno Pierre Pinchot from Canada, I have not seen him in the Monday night or Tuesday night series. He's doing a very good job. I hope we can get him to join up for the super late models, because that looks to me like he's a strong driver and that would be a good addition to the series. And it looks like we're keeping it single file here on these restarts.
Green flag.
There
green
we
flag.
go, going into lap number 161. Good start for Tyler and Tanner. And once again, that 729 becomes really racy already. The 015 of Mettler is in 5th position. So he's been coming back here slowly but surely. James Fox going back on pit road. There's definitely something wrong with that car. Pancho, little bit of a gap there. Probably more worried about Mettler than he is about Sexton in front of him. Wood is back at it again there in the 91, the 58 coming out of the pits. Let's ride along here with Wood. Scotty Stevens had a little off. There you see it. That is just basically getting on the gas too quickly and spinning the rear tires. Pancho, Mettler, and Wood, that is heating up here. Those 3 guys up top, I'm not too worried about them. They're teammates. They're not going to hurt each other at this point. But these guys, Pancho, Mettler, and Wood, they are getting ready to get a little racy here. And 42 is mixing in there as well, Justin Carey. And we see the 91 on the outside trying really hard not to go down a spot here. Staying on that higher side, comes off the turn well. Ooh, almost 3 wide there. That 3 wide is really, really very difficult. That's really not something you want to do around here. And it looks like Mettler is in a little bit of trouble here. He has to let Wood and Carey go. And guess who's behind him then? That's Trowbridge. Picked up another 4 spots since the restart. Pancho coming under a threat of Wood. Yep. Off the turn works really well for that 729. Into the turn. Ooh, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It hurts you more than it helps you. You got to stay away from that yellow line. He is very tempted to go underneath there, and it's really not working. Here he does it again, and the 42, you can see how quickly the 42 comes on him. It's really not working. Of course, he doesn't have, I mean, he has to take it low and deep because the 729 does a great job about pushing him down. Ooh, there was a touch. 42 takes advantage of that. '24 running up high again, getting in the way there. Ay. Let's see what happens here. That was not the 42, that was the 24. I apologize. He is a lap down. He gets up in that wall again, trying to stay out of the way of people, but then he is too slow off the turn. Trowbridge doesn't see it, and he runs into the back of the 91. 24's got all sorts of problems. Trowbridge has taken it to the pits here under green. Did he get a drive-through? I don't think so. Yeah, he got a drive-through penalty. And they will get drive-through penalties, folks, after, I believe, 20 incident points. So if you hit the wall, you hit another car, you spin around, whatever, the iRacing allots you incident points, and after 20 incident points, they get their first drive-through. Then they get one every 10 incident points they gather up after that. That's what you saw Timothy Trowbridge do. He went through the pits to pick up that drive-through penalty, and the fact that he's got 20 incident points is something I can't see, but I sure believe it. Not all by his own doing, but he sure has been in several incidents this race already. Let's go check on Tyler and the boys. They are still 1, 2, 3 here. They're not roughing each other up too bad. Justin Carey has dropped off a little, about 3.5 seconds, and then it's another second or a little bit better than that to Bruno Pierre Penchot. CC Wood is trying to hang in with him. Brandon Mettler, the field has definitely stretched out a little bit. We see Tommy Dunn fighting hard behind Haldane. That, at this point, is the closest battle on the track. 39 of Haldane is in 8th, and Tommy is in 9th. Trying, but not very convincing. Tanner Moore is coming under a little bit of pressure there, I believe, from Joshua. Then it widens back up again, so let's go back to Wood. Penchot, Wood, and Mettler. Tommy Dunn is getting by the 39. Let's bring that back for you really quick. The 39 runs wide. Not sure if he chooses to do so or just kind of missed his entry there, but the 63 did go by. Scotty Stevens kind of on his own in 10th position. Trowbridge in 11th. Tommy Dunn. That blue car is Brandon Mettler going after Penchot. Well, let's ride along there with Brandon for a little bit. He's trying the outside line, see if that works. Yes, it does. He gets it alongside. That forces the 729 not to arc out of the turn as high as he would want. And once again, that run here off the turn works really well when you're up there. Side by side, Mettler and Penchot for 5th and 6th position. Still doesn't have it done quite yet. That's a good little battle here. Ooh, oh.
Yellow flag.
That is very, very unfortunate, and it's really... Let's see why that happens, if we can tell, folks, from the blimp maybe. They gave each other plenty of room here. And then it looks like the 729 just comes up. Not sure why. We would have known that that other car was there. He lands on his roof. That's going to cost him a tow to the pit. Brandon Mettler still running. Not sure what happened there with Pancho. Maybe he spun the tires and pulled it to the right because of that. It's hard to tell. And he spends an awful long time there. Johnson, Marr, Sexton, Carey. Yeah, Arl coming in, Mettler, Wood, Haldane. Tommy Dunn is the only one staying out. He last pitted on lap 158. So he's got still a pretty good car underneath him probably. Scotty Stevens staying out. Pitted last on lap 123, so that's been quite a while, but he picks up second position here, and then Tommy Dunn comes in the lap after. Justin Carey in third. So Justin picks up a few positions by taking only 2 tires or maybe none at all. Johnson in third now. Marr in fourth. Sexton in fifth. Wood will be in sixth, and then Mettler, and then Tommy Dunn coming out of the pits in 8th position. So that's the costly part of pitting a lap later than the guys in front of you. When you pit at the same lap, you don't lose as much. If you pit a lap later, they are already moving and you're standing still. It looks to me like Bruno Pierre Penchot has called it a night here. Well, they're still working on the car. That tow probably took a little bit because the car was upside down. Yep, he's back out. He's gone down 4 laps. Very unfortunate. He was doing very good. Okay, the 58 should be passing the pace car as well. Yep, there we go. Justin Carey is your
Hang on, we're not going green. Not
leader.
going green.
They're having a little trouble getting this all sorted out. So Justin Carey got there on the pit stop. So he either didn't take all tires or maybe none at all, but he did something different than the guys behind him. He picks up 2 positions here. Pace car going down. We're going to get ready to go into lap 198.
Green, green, green.
There we go. Good start for Justin. Tyler and Tanner coming after him. CC Wood is in between them, and Dunn and Trowbridge are all in between them and Sexton. So Sexton may have taken 4 tires. There he comes. That's probably your answer. He's got some new tires on that vehicle. And 729 is kind of stuck there as a back marker at this point, but he's not giving up. I like that. Brandon Mettler comes down pit road. He probably had a drive-through. And I can't see all those incident points, folks, but I sure believe it. Tanner Marr has passed Tyler Johnson there. And now he gets a shot at Justin Carey. 50 laps to go. The final stages of this race here. Been a fun night of racing here at New Smyrna Speedway so far. The Winter Bash 250 of the Crooked Line Racing organization. Just a fun event between the seasons. Hoping to attract some more people. If this is your cup of tea, folks, check out Crooked Line Racing on Facebook or iRacing and find out more about them. They have 4 different series running. The super late models like these on Monday nights. Then they have the SK Modifieds on Tuesday nights. Also on short tracks, they have a dirt league on Wednesday. And they have another league on Friday. CC Wood currently setting the fastest lap of the race, 17.67. That means that he is still very much in it. Ooh!
Caution, yellow flag.
Carey goes around. Ay, 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 ay. Let's see what causes that. Tanner gives him a little tap. Let's bring that back a little further. And it looks like Tanner is surprised by the lack of speed of the 42 coming off the turn. Gets a little tap there. May have been that the 42 was spinning the tires and had to get out of it. Still running and in 4th position, so the damage is not horrible. Trowbridge back in the pits, getting more fixed. Wonder if he ever did use that fast repair. I don't really believe he did, but I haven't seen it, but that doesn't mean I don't see everything. If that were true, I'd be paid a lot more. Tanamar in the Christmas gift there. The number 4 candy cane machine. A work of art by MF Racing Designs. Trowbridge coming back out, staying on the lead lap. Again, that is his prerogative right now. And he may be banking on more yellows for sure. And obviously, we all know yellows breed yellows. That happens. We saw Brandon Mittler coming down pit road there in the 015 machine. Mittler is the final car on the lead lap, and obviously he's leaving the pits right now because he wants to keep it that way. Brian Haldane is the first of the lap drivers in the 39. Where are you at? There you at. James Fox is in 11th, also 1 lap down. Pencho is in 12th, and he is 4 laps down. Sexton in 6th position. And it looks like we're getting ready to go. We're going into lap number 210. 41 laps to go. And Tanner is early,
Green, green.
very early. Pulls a couple of car lengths on Tyler. Wood in 3rd position there. Justin Carey seems to be okay. He's definitely not slowed down because of that incident. The problem is finding your way past these other guys. Tanner Marr is improving the race's best lap time to a 17:66. He's pulling away from Tyler at this point. Carey into 42, then Dunn, and Dunn is dealing with Joshua Sexton. Scotty Stevens in 7th there. Trowbridge behind Stevens. That Trowbridge is some guy that he just doesn't quit. He just doesn't quit. I think he does a phenomenal job here tonight. Absolutely. Getting on the inside of Scotty Stevens there. Oh, the two trying to pinch him down. Not even sure if he did that on purpose or not, but it was very tight there for a moment. Sexton getting racy with the 63. Hasn't found his way around him yet. Trowbridge tried it again, had to back out. Mettler is, 2.9, almost 3 seconds behind Trowbridge. There they go at it once again. Timothy is now trying the higher side, maybe an over-under here. Yes, indeed. Over-under, meaning you go into the turn a little wide and you come off a little closer to the bottom, try to get that nose underneath. It makes it work, but the 2 still has him. Can Timothy do that again? Yeah, he's a little too far behind now. Sexton is trying the same thing on the 63. And Timothy has it. Let's bring that back real quick. Ooh, not in the cleanest way. He runs into the back of the number 2. And that's how he gets by him. Saxton is not having that much luck with the 63. Barnes is on pit road. He's been in trouble for quite a bit. 16 laps down. And Sexton still going at it there with the 63. Up front, nothing has changed. Tanner Marr still leading Tyler Johnson and CC Wood. There's about half a second between each of them. This is the fight at the moment. And it looks like Trowbridge has put a little distance on Stevens. And he is closing in on Sexton. So they're going to make this a 3-way thing here. Lap 225. 25 laps to go, folks. Closing stages of the Winter Bash 250. Here at New Smyrna Speedway, I should say, in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. And Sexton is trying every trick in the book here. The outside, can't get that done. Try the inside. And there he goes to the inside. That won't work. Trowbridge is hanging with these guys pretty good. Caught up with him. Stevens about a second behind Trowbridge. Passing Brad Haldane there. He's a back marker. Two laps down. And Joshua's having the time of his life there. That is a good fight. That is fun racing to see. Gets on the inside. 63 has a good run off the turn. And once again, on the inside, that 51. Can he make it stick now? Yeah, he's got a little bit better position now. He has to get out of that one a little bit. He washed up a little bit. Didn't want to run into the 63 there. And that's how I like to see it. You keep it clean. There's no reason you have to be touching each other if you know what you're doing. And if you're willing to admit at some point, if you're washing up, you just lift a little bit and get that nose a little bit of grip. Simply lifting the throttle, folks, will transfer weight to the front and help you get a little bit better grip on those front wheels. And the number 9 of Barnes, that would be Philip Barnes. Ay, 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 ay. Let's see what happens here. Barnes, it looks like he just suddenly has no speed. Just like he drops and has no drive at that point, and then he's gone. May have been a connection issue there for Philip Barnes. Yes, he's out of the race. He had lost his connection there. Tanner Marr still in the lead. Tyler Johnson is closing in on him. Wood is still hanging with these guys. A little under half a second. Justin Carey running by himself. He can't keep up with Wood, and he is ahead of Sexton. Let's see if Sexton can gain on him. He is faster. It looks like his last lap time was a 1/10 of a second quicker. Let's see how he does now. Once again, 4/10 of a second quicker. Well, not quite. But he is quicker, that's the point. So he's already bringing that deficit down to 7/10 of a second. You can visually see him closing in. The Napa car, the 58. That is James Fox. He gives the guys room. That is good racing. There's no point at this stage of the race to fight the leaders that are lapping you. All you want to do is bring it home and let those guys have their battles. Sexton has closed the gap. Took him 2 laps. What can Justin Carey do in defense here? The 51 is unchained, it looked like. It took him a while to get past Tommy Dunn. It takes him a heck of a lot less time to get past the 42, it looks like. And that tells you the difference in tires and maybe even the difference in setup. Ooh, Scotty Stevens has had an issue. That is Stevens and Trowbridge going at it together. Looks like the number 2 came down a little bit there. And Trowbridge is actually missing. Connection issues maybe also. I don't know. Yep, Trowbridge has been knocked out of the race by a connection issue. Well, that gives those guys a little bit of a breather here with 9 laps to go right now. So, Carey brings it in. I'm sure he wants tires. He's given up valuable track position, but he definitely looked like he needed those tires. He had nothing for Joshua Sexton there. He is actually still now using his faster pair. 9 laps from the end, not taking tires. That's remarkable. Puts him in 8th position. He's the final car on the lead lap at this point. And it looked like Scotty Stevens is going down pit road. Let's see what he does. Topped off the fuel tank, maybe a little bit of repairs there. He is now the final car on the lead lap. And it looks like everybody up front there has pitted right around the same time lap in the early 190s there. Brandon Mettler pitted on 206. That's not a difference that's going to be playing out now anymore. And so these 8 drivers, let's face it, with 6 laps to go, they all still have a shot at it. And are we going green yet? Nope, not yet. Maybe Tanner will get his Christmas present. And that lights are out on the pace car, so we're going to go racing into lap 247. That's 4 laps of racing to settle this.
Green flag. Green
Tyler
flag.
Marr has a good jump here on Tyler Johnson. Wood is still in 3rd there, and Joshua Sexton is looking to get that last little bit of money. And even teammates will now start to heat things up amongst each other. It's every man for himself at this point. Tanner Marr's got things under control for now. Lap 248, Tyler Johnson behind him. Tyler running a little bit lower line there, and it looks like he's getting closer to Tanner. Joshua Sexton still in 4th, looking after that rear bumper of the 91, trying to pick up that final 20 bucks. The 91 once again underneath that yellow line. He likes to do that, and it doesn't help him. Final lap, folks. The white flag is out. Tanner Marr, can he bring it home here in 1st position? It looks like he's going to make it. Tyler Johnson's going to have one more go, but can't get it done. Tanner Marr takes home the Winter Bash 250, $100 richer. That is a good Christmas present for Tanner Marr. Tyler Johnson in 2nd position brings home 30 bucks tonight. And then it is CC Wood that brings it home in 3rd, and he gets to take home $20 tonight. The Winter Bash at New Smyrna Speedway is done, and it was a pretty good race, I will say. There was some good battles going on. We had a few issues here and there, but that's just kind of part of the sport that we're doing on these short tracks. And some were avoidable, some were not. It's just all part of the show. Tanner Marr's doing some circles here, likes to burn up that rear end here. Beautiful paint job on that car, folks. There you have it once again. Let's see if you can make a perfect donut there, boy. That is actually a pretty close to perfect donut. He must have been practicing. Tyler Johnson is there as well, and CC Wood looking at the winner there. Ooh. Now it looks like he's just getting ready to blow that engine up, because that'll overheat it pretty quickly. Tyler Johnson and CC Wood. All right, let's go find some guys to talk to here. Oops. There's Tyler Johnson. All right, let me see if I can find these guys. Tyler, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me? Tanner, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got a copy, Mark. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, and it looks like you are too, man. Congratulations, a good win here tonight. It looks like you played your cards right.
Man, it took a great setup from Five Kings, but I made a couple changes before we went to the grid, and I was battling tight the whole race. That's what I was running about third for the whole race, and I had to throw some spring adjustments to it, and just the car just opened up and turned into a rocket at the end. But Tyler was definitely faster when we took that last caution.
So, you were the first one of the top three that decided to take a pit stop. Was that the moment where you started changing the car?
Oh yes, when I was running third, I said, "All right, guys, I got to go in," and my team kind of questioned me, but I told them I was too tight. I couldn't. I was going to end up losing third. I knew once I lost that track position, it'd be really hard to get back up there. But after I pitted, I was planning on pitting early and then staying out when they pitted then. But the way the fuel worked out, I had to come in with them. So it was an uphill battle for sure.
But it looks like you made it work, my friend. You were very strong there at the end. It looked like Tyler was really trying hard to give something in that final run there to the finish, but it was just not enough. Were you worried?
Oh yes, Mark. I've won these races before, but having $150 on the line, it just made it a little bit different. It felt different. So those last two laps, when we took the last green flag right there, I had the adrenaline going, and luckily, I mean, shout out to Tyler. I mean, he's a teammate, but we had an agreement between us five tonight. We said we would race like a team until about 10, 15 laps to go, and everybody kept their word. And Tyler, he was faster than me right there, Mark. I mean, I don't know if you could tell on the broadcast, but he was so much faster than me on entry. But he raced me with so much respect right there. I just got to give a big shout out to Tyler.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious that he had a very good car, and he was looking like he could make a move on you, but it was he just you weren't quite in striking distance, I believe. So, I mean, both of you guys done a very solid job here tonight. What do you think of the race in general? I mean, when there's money on the line, do you think people drive different?
Uh, well, I haven't watched it, but I know being in it, we had a lot of cautions tonight, Mark, and so we went single file, thinking maybe that would clean it up a little bit, and it really did. I'm kind of disappointed with all the cautions we had because we wanted to go out here and do a bunch of laps. I know we had some good green flag runs there towards the middle and the end, but it definitely started out pretty messy. I don't know if the money had people's nerves kind of going, but we also had some new guys in here that's not used to racing in a broadcasted league, so they may have been nervous too. I've been there. I mean, I get it. I understand it.
All right. Well, all in all, I think it was all in all a pretty good race. There were quite a few yellows. There were a few of them where I kind of thought they were preventable, but again, that's part of the deal. We're all trying hard to do a good job, and we're all racing for position. So I'll be the first to acknowledge that all that stuff is understandable. It's still it's not a parade. We're not trying to follow each other. We're trying to pass each other. So it's all understandable. Although the golden rule of racing always is you to finish first, you first got to finish, and that's something you got to keep in the back of your head with whatever you do, I believe. But it's not always easy, that's for sure. All right, Tanner. Once again, man, congratulations! $100 towards Christmas. That's a good thing. I believe your car looks like a very pretty Christmas gift there, and it brought you the Christmas gift you needed.
Oh, absolutely, man. I got to send a huge shout out to Michael Falco at MF Racing Designs. I'm running a snowball derby next week, and wrote him Saturday night and said, "You think you can get me a special Christmas themed paint scheme together?" And I had me a scheme together by today. And every time that man gave me a new scheme, I come out here and win a race. So I guess I need to get new schemes each week. So cough, cough, Michael. I know you're listening, buddy. Also, I need to thank Eagle Fulfillment. They're one of my buddy's companies. I mean, he started from the ground up, and it's just amazing to see how far they've come. Building Blocks Child Care Center. It's my family-owned child care center, and I mean, the biggest thank you I got to give is to Five Kingdom Motorsports. Tyler, Brandon, Scotty, uh, Joshua Sexton, and Jason Day. Those guys are, I mean, they're one of a kind, dude. And we get on here, we spend countless hours putting setups together. My fiance don't kill me for getting in here because, I mean, you race too. You know, you come in here and you're in a zone. It's hard to have a family and put in as much time as you need to be competitive. So just a huge shout out to everybody. Thank you, Mark, for the broadcast, and thanks everybody for coming out tonight.
Thank you very much, Tanner. Congratulations, man. Go celebrate.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, Tyler, quickly to you, man. It looked like you were the man to beat there at the beginning of the race. You had very good pace. It looked like you had no trouble with your car. Couldn't see you sliding around very much. Couldn't see you wiggling around very much. You have very consistent lines there. There were a few drivers behind you that would get underneath that yellow line in the turns every once in a while, and it didn't seem to help them. Did I see that right? Does that upset your car?
Yeah, I'd say if you get down there and if you're not doing it on purpose and not kind of prepared for it, it can get you a little bit looser than you're expecting once you get back on the gas.
Now, Tanner was talking about his setup not feeling exactly right. He was the first of you top three teammates there that went into the pits to change a few things. How was it for you?
It felt great. I mean, it was pretty much where I wanted it, a little bit tight and a little bit loose on exit. Hopefully, once I have to push it, I can push it to not get too loose. But other than that, it felt great.
Is it different for you guys in these cars whether you drive in the front and have all the wind on your car yourself, and or when you're behind somebody else in the turns? Does that make a lot of difference?
I'd say pretty much the difference is depending on where the other person's car is good at. Like Tanner's car and Josh's car were probably better in the middle of the turn, so they would roll up next to me, but I would be better on exit. So entering the turn that can mess you up and mess up your line a little bit.
I see. Well, I mean, when you weren't in the lead, you were running in pretty tight packs there. It looked like you were pretty good at staying out of trouble, and you found your way back forward pretty quickly there. So it looked to me like your performance was very solid, very consistent also. And unfortunately, Tanner got the better of you there. Did you have anything left for him there?
I think if we would have gone green instead of getting that late caution, I saw him drifting up, and I think I could have gotten underneath him pretty easily. His car just wasn't as good on the long run, but it was definitely faster early on.
So that fact that we had a short run there towards the end, that was kind of what saved him then.
Yeah, I mean, it was still going to be a fight though. Like we'd be racing side by side probably for a couple turns for me to even like get the pass if I did.
Yeah, it looks, and every fight for position, unless somebody made a major mistake, looked like that. I mean, it looks like if you dive into the turn on the inside, you get a good run inside the turn, you get a little bit ahead, and then on the other car on the outside usually gets off the turn quite a bit better and makes up for that difference on the straightaway that follows. So well, you basically, I mean, you may correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like you really need a mistake from somebody else.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what happened with me and Tanner. I got behind the 42 and gave him a little tap and tried to back off a little bit to not run him over, and then that got me a little bit, I think, off my line, got loose, and then Tanner jumped on it as soon as I got a bad exit.
I hear you. All right, Tyler. Well, once again, same to you, man. The second place finish here after 250 laps is still a pretty good accomplishment. You're bringing home $30 towards Christmas. I'm sure you can make somebody happy with that this holiday season.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely happy for second.
All right, Tyler, any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out in the world?
Yeah, I just want to say love you to my mom and dad and the rest of my family, and thank Crooked Line Racing League. Wouldn't be in this race if it wasn't for them, and Five King Motorsports, because we were able to get a good set for today.
All right, thanks very much, guys. Go out and celebrate your victory here next week. We're going to be back with the regular season on the Monday Night Madness evenings with the super late models. Are you going to be back there, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Good deal, Tanner. You know it, buddy. And before we go, I just need to thank the sponsor, Chris Wood. So this race actually started out as a $30 to win race, and about an hour before go time, Chris wrote us and said, "I just sent $100 to PayPal, put it towards the purse." So then me and Josh threw some money in. So I mean, it's I can't believe it, dude. It's just thank you, Chris Wood, for what you did, and thank you, Mark, for the broadcast. And we will see you tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it already, man. All right, guys, go celebrate.
Mark.
No, yeah, thanks. Awesome.
All right, folks, on your screen you have the full results here of the race. Tanner Moore takes the win here at the New Smyrna Speedway Winter Bash 250. We heard him talk about it. He had to change his car a little bit. That is the advantage of open setup. If it doesn't feel like the way you like it, you can actually make some small adjustments on pit stops. And he used that fairly early, and it looked like he got his stuff sorted out and got a little lucky passing Tyler there when the 42 in front of Tyler got in trouble, but that's part of the race. It's all part of the sport that we're doing here. Tyler happy with second. CC Wood in third. I didn't see him on the Discord channel. Otherwise, I would have liked to talk to him as well, obviously, but I can't find him. I'll give it one more look see here, but I don't see him on there. So, unfortunately, we can't talk to him. Then it's Joshua Sexton in fourth position. Joshua ran a very strong race. It took him quite a bit to get past the number two of Scotty Stevens, I believe it was. And Tommy Dunn brings it home in fifth. Justin Carey sixth. Brandon Mettler seventh. James Fox in eighth. One lap down, Scotty Stevens. One lap down in ninth. Brad Haldane in 10th. 2 laps down. Bruno Pierre Pancho ran very strong at the first half of the race until he got in a little incident there that made him land on his head, took a lengthy tow to the pit, 4 laps down because of it. But other than that, that 729 driver from Canada has run a very, very strong race here tonight. So I'm kind of hoping he's going to show up next week and start the season with us there. I think that'd be a lot of fun. He is a very good driver, did a very solid job. Timothy Trowbridge in 12th, 11 laps down. He kept on going. He was very unlucky tonight, but he showed his perseverance and his skill on many occasions, as we've seen. Philip Barnes there in 13th, 23 laps down. Eric Barnes, 45 laps down. And the drivers further down from that did not finish the race. Sexton Sr. there gave up after well, he's 193 laps down, so you can do the math. And unfortunately, not everybody is always as lucky as we hope them to be. But that's part of the racing, folks. It's been a good night here here in Florida with the Winter Bash 250. We had a lot of fun. As said, quite a few yellows, some of them avoidable, I believe, some of them not. It's all part of the game, and I'm not trying to blame anybody for anything. I understand how racing works. I've done it myself, and I will be the first driver to admit that there is not a driver on track that doesn't make mistakes that cost somebody else a position or even worse. And we've all done it. We say we're sorry, we try again next time, and we try to do better, and that's just the way it works. All right, folks, tomorrow night we're going to be racing the SK Modifieds. I can't really tell you exactly off the top of my head where we're at, but we're definitely running the next round in that championship for the Crooked Line Series on Tuesday night with the SK Modifieds. That's a fun series. It's not as fast and as furious serious, as these cars, they have a little bit less power, but still good racing nonetheless on those short tracks. All right, folks, that'll do it for tonight. And Crooked Line Monday Night Madness will be back next Monday with the start of a brand new season in the super late models. We hope you'll join us then again as well. Until then, folks, stay healthy and take care of one another.